Hello and welcome to F1 Livery Histories, the channel where we take a look back at the different paint jobs, racing trims and sponsor decals adopted by respective Formula 1 teams throughout the eras. Today we'll be detailing the lengthy career of a team which regularly competed for top spots on a comparatively small budget. A team which holds the distinction of being the first ever Indian Formula 1 entrant in Grand Prix history, Force India. The beginnings of the Force India Formula 1 team date back to 2007, when Vijay Mallya, chairman of the United Breweries Group, and Dutch entrepreneur Michael Mol purchased control of the fledgling Spiker Formula 1 team. The team was renamed Force India heading into the following season, marking a significant first for not only the sport itself, but also a first which celebrated the long-reaching economical effects of globalisation, as for the first time a team bearing the Indian flag would contest the Formula 1 World Championship. So begins our retrospective on the spirited Force India racing team. Force India's initial Formula 1 challenger was the Ferrari-powered VJM01, a rebuild of the Spiker-built F8 VIIB chassis, rechristened in deference to the team's majority shareholder and founder, Vijay Mallya. The car came with a white, gold and bright red livery that showcased a long line of UB Group companies, most notable of which being Kingfisher Airlines, which adorned the car's wings, airbox and side pods. The team's drivers in its maiden season were Giancarlo Fisichella and Adrian Sutil, who brought along with him German electronics and mobile brand Medion as sponsors, as seen on the side of the vehicle. Additional sponsorship came in the form of a host of Indian companies, such as ICICI Bank, Reliance, Royal Challenge, as well as multinational aerospace corporation, the European Aeronautic Defence and Space Company, known today as Airbus, which also happened to provide technological support to the team. Tyres and fuel were supplied by Bridgestone and Shell. For the 2009 season, the team competed with its first factory-designed chassis in the VJM02, designed by Mark Smith, James Key, Ian Hall and Simon Phillips, which now ran with Mercedes engines and mobile fuels. Giancarlo Fisichella would pilot the VJM02 to second place at that year's Belgian Grand Prix, securing the team its first podium position. Fisichella would also secure Force India its first and only pole position at the same event. The team raced in 2008 with a reinvented livery, which now exhibited the Indian tricolour of saffron, green and white. The livery also featured newly signed sponsors such as Scottish distillers White & Mackay and athletic brand Reebok. The team would once again settle for its distinctively Indian livery for the 2010 season, fielding the newly designed VJM03. The new car featured newly attained sponsorship from Indian jewellers Gitanjali, seen in a small capacity on the car's side pods, as well as for the first time United Breweries branding. The team would reinvigorate its saffron, green and white livery for the Pirelli-shod VJM04 in season 2011, which featured the Force India team colours taking on an artistic redesign that utilised parallelograms to portray a sense of speed. 2011 would also see the team's primary sponsor reverting to marketing its lager, Kingfisher Premium, whilst British vodka brand Vladivar were included as team sponsors, appearing on the car's side pods. Following the conclusion of the season, a joint majority stake in the team was purchased by the Indian business conglomerate Sahara, which resulted in the team undergoing a name change heading into 2012. The newly designated Sahara Force India racing team re-emerged in 2012 with the VJM05, a car which came with a slightly reworked livery that once again made proud use of Force India's recognised team colours. The rechristened team would also promote its team name on full display upon the car's side pods. Sahara would also promote one of its subsidiary companies, Q-Shop, upon the sides of the rear wing, whilst new sponsors, Brazilian automotive company Athra, was seen on the car's barge boards. In 2013, the team would produce the VJM06, the first Force India Formula 1 car designed by Andrew Green, which would again race with Force India's acknowledged colour scheme. The 2014 season would herald the arrival of a livery reboot for the team, as the all-new VJM07 came dressed in a chiefly black ensemble that featured saffron and green sparingly as complementary colours. The team also signed aboard a list of new sponsors in Auden Mackenzie, Roche France and Telcel, as well as an assortment of Latin American companies such as Claro and Telmex, courtesy of newly signed driver Sergio Perez. 2014 would also see the team switching to Petronas fuels, whilst accommodating new sponsors Smirnoff on the car's rear wing as the season progressed. The following season, the team would compete with both the VJM08 and VJM08B chassis, which now came painted in a primarily black and silver combination. New sponsors such as NEC, Hype and Quake Estate were welcomed aboard, seen on the car's airbox, side pods and rear wing, respectively. In season 2016, Force India would secure 4th position in the World Constructors Standings, the team's highest end of season position in its history, thanks to the VJM09 and its drivers Sergio Perez and Nico Hulkenberg. Once again, the team kept its sleek black and silver design, which made subtle uses of saffron and green. Ahead of the 2017 season, the team revealed a dramatic new pink team livery, accentuated with touches of magenta and silver, for the all-new VJM10, thanks to a fresh sponsorship deal with water treatment specialists BWT. The team also landed another major deal with alcohol brand Johnny Walker, which saw the name of the famous Scottish whisky appearing on the car's rear wing, along with additional sponsors Ural Kali, Filio Sibi, FXTM, OCO, and Infinitum. For the 2017 Russian Grand Prix, Johnny Walker would promote its anti-drink driving campaign, Join the Pact, upon the car's rear wing. 2017 also oversaw the team once again finishing in 4th position in the constructors' standings. The following year, the team would produce its final car in the VJM11, which competed with Pemex fuels and sported a slightly revised pink BWT livery. By this time, Force India's financial problems had become well documented, and the team would eventually succumb to the financial woes brought on by its 2 majority shareholders, CEO of the Sahara Corporation, Subrata Roy, and the team's founder, Vijay Mallya, both of whom were alleged to have incurred sizable financial debts to a series of Indian lenders. It was revealed during the 2018 Hungarian Grand Prix weekend that the Sahara Force India racing team had entered a court-ordered administrative process. The administration was triggered by Force India's very own driver, Sergio Perez, supported by engine provider Mercedes and team sponsor BWT, who were also owed money by the team. Within a short space of time, a consortium headed by Canadian businessman and fashion mogul Lawrence Stroll would assume control of the team's physical assets. However, Stroll's consortium was unable to secure the team's existing official F1 entry, and therefore raced with the BJM11 throughout the remainder of the season as a separate racing entity known as Racing Point Force India, which made its competitive debut at the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix. Heading into season 2019, the team was rebranded solely as Racing Point, closing the book on the Force India name in Formula 1.